Hi, everyone. It's Kelly from the Hub, here too with Pastor Jim. Hello, friend. How are you?
Hello. I'm
Hello.
okay. Good. I mean, it's a new day.
It's a new day.
It's a new day, and I have no idea what's going to happen today.
Yeah.
You have a schedule, and schedules never really work out.
Yeah. 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 So this is sort of an interesting interview for us because it's been a year since we started our time together every week.
It has been that long already.
Yeah, because we started in early May, and it is early May.
Early
And
May.
so we've been doing this for about a year.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
So
A
I'm
year.
yeah,
We've been getting together on Tuesday mornings for a
for
year
a year.
and showing the world on Thursday nights.
What we talk about on Tuesday morning. Yep. Yeah. And I've
I
been
mean,
pretty
in a way, that's pretty awesome.
it is pretty awesome. I mean, how so Pastor Jim said to me when we were talking about this before that apparently when we started, I thought this was that our time together was going to be like 6 weeks. That's what I had planned, and that we were gonna do a thing. And so I guess we should like revisit. We should like revisit, like, so that people know. So that was the original plan when we started our time together, when it was early during the pandemic and a lot of people were stuck at home. Our goal at the Hub was that we wanted to make that time feel as normal as we could given the circumstances, and that we wanted to like make sure that people had good information, that they weren't just hearing things second, third, fourth hand and all that kind of stuff. And you might think, well, what does Pastor Jim have to do with it? Well,
But you were also trying to introduce the partners of the hub too,
yes,
and
absolutely. So,
share
we
and
talked with
share
Joy from social
their
services. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And, and lots of people, and there were a lot of things going on, and we wanted to make sure that everybody knew. And we also know that faith is a big part of our community. And so we wanted to make sure that we included faith as part of our stuff. That was the purpose. That was the goal. And we also talk about a lot of other things. I mean, it's interesting now that I'm like having a moment with it, is that like did I don't know, because I think that some people probably were like, are they going to talk about like biblical stories? Like when we started, like, is it like, are we doing the lesson of Noah? Are we doing the lesson of Abraham? And, whatever. And that's wasn't what we were going to do almost ever. Not that
So
there's anything wrong with that that wasn't,
there,
yeah.
there is nothing wrong with that. But I think what I'm hearing you say, Kelly, and if this is not, I'm not meaning to put words in your mouth, but
Yeah,
I know
that's all
you can
right.
share. But I think one of the things that you found with getting to know me a little bit is that I approach faith maybe a little differently than a lot of people. Because for me, it's not about particular chapter and verse of scripture.
Yeah.
The scriptures are very important, yes, but also that faith is a part of our everyday life. It's not just for Sundays or when we talk about God or when we do whatever in a faith community, but faith really is faith in how we live out our relationship with God is in every moment of our lives.
Yeah, you showed
That
me
may,
that.
that may be new for some people.
Yeah.
That may be new for some people. And the other thing too is that and this is very important to me, is that when I teach about or when I talk about faith and stuff and related topics, it's about love.
Yeah.
It's
I,
about love, care, and compassion for my neighbor,
yeah.
for you, not just you, Kelly, but
Right.
you, any of our viewers. And I know that in my own personal experiences, I've not always felt that with my church.
Yeah. And I think that that's one of the things that that I learned and internalized and then was so excited to keep talking about, in that we can have a conversation about about anything, and that faith shows up appropriately and it's fine, and we we experience things differently because of that. That, I mean, I'm just going to be totally honest. That's never really sort of been a part of my like life. And I think that that's really cool. And I hope that in the time that we've all been together, that people have seen that we can talk about community events and world stuff and holidays and the weather and whatever, and that there can be a interesting faith component. For me, an interesting faith component. So for you, that's like breathing. That's just what is. But for me, I never thought about it that way before. I never, and even though you say that I do it, I don't think that I do it. So it's been interesting to 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 combine, well, I say combine our worlds, but you just say that's just what it is. So I don't know. So that's just been, I don't know, we're really philosophizing. My God, our viewers are like, all right. I know.
Well, they may be all right, but they also may be saying, yeah,
Yeah, that's true. That's
maybe
true. That's true.
maybe it is refreshing for some. Maybe it's not so like, ugh, but maybe it is refreshing.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I know I so I am very much aware that my approach to ministry is very non-traditional. That's just me, and I'm start as people start to recognize that in me, I start to ask them, well, what does that mean for you?
Yeah.
And that's always one of my questions when someone says to me, about this or that, a good sermon. Well, what did you learn? What are you going to take away from it? And I think that's one of the things that is hard for us to talk about, because I think for too long we've kept our faith life here and our other life here, and the reality is they both coexist.
Yeah.
They both coexist. So for me, anything that I do is it's about life and faith,
Yeah.
or faith and life, whichever one you want to put first, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But be able to show that in people's lives, that they do coexist. There's not one or the other, and
Yeah.
there's not that, oh, this is my favorite line. Well, he's the pastor, I got to behave a certain way around him.
Right. Right.
No.
Right, because it means that you're not being authentic, and and I think what it also says is that, because how many of us grew up that Sunday was a different day, and that you had to behave differently on Sunday because
I
of,
did.
right, same. And I think that your conversations have shown us that, and you say it, you don't go to church. I mean, you go to the building, but worship is different from church, and that we all, I mean, all of us who thought about those things differently, and that it's significantly more fluid than compartmentalized. Okay, so then this is going to sound bizarre to the viewers, because given all of that, we had a conversation this morning about what we do, what the purpose is now. Because a year ago, those were the goals that we talked about before. And that now things are different. Whatever that means for people, it's different now. We are not, there are less of us who are home or home all the time. You're doing more things that you, I would say, used to do. And so we are examining our place in that world as well. That do we just do this? Like, okay, so I'll give them the analogy that like we talked about earlier. So
Sure.
we've all watched a show that, like, let's say it went 5 seasons, and that you just are like, oh man, that 5th season, they should have stopped while they were ahead. We've all watched that. And that you're like, oh, and you're watching out of habit because you got to watch it till the end, because what are you going to do? Give up and be a quitter? I mean, that's just, that's all the conversation in your heads, right? And so you suffer through it. And it's not quality programming, man. Just isn't. So I think that we're hoping we're not in our horrible 6th season or 5th season or whatever I said.
Yeah, most of those shows don't go 52 weeks.
Right. They take a break.
Or 2.
Or several. Yeah. Then they really bring it for sweeps week. So, but I think that that's an interesting thing. So we're not making decisions right now. And I guess that's part of it. We also wanted to like talk with you guys about that. We're not really making decisions right now, but we're thinking about decisions. We're also not pandering to our audience to be like, tell us why you love us. That is also not what we're doing. We're not, like, I don't live in that universe, and you don't either. I know that. That's not it. We just wanted to let you know that we're thinking, and we're thinking.
Yeah. And quite honestly, Kelly, I think it's like everything in life. We go through a season.
Yeah.
You go through a season, as the analogy that you use, the television shows, it's called a season for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's you've got to part of it is also self-care, to take some breaks and to refresh and regroup and re-envision what things are. And I think that's one of the things where we've come to a point now where it's like, our purpose a year ago worked a year ago.
Yeah.
May not be as effective now. And it's time to think about what would be our next purpose.
Yeah.
What would be our next purpose? And I know that it's always hard to get, input from other people. I mean,
right.
you and I both work where, we want to build community, want people to give their input. We want to hear what they have to say. And what we hear is crickets.
Right. And I can understand why someone would be like, what do you want me to say? You suck. And that's not what it is.
No.
That's not what but I'm also very thoughtful. And we're both like that.
Yeah. And I want people to also know, Kelly, I want people to know about you, Kelly, that not only have you been doing this for 52 weeks with me, you've been doing this with 52 weeks for a whole bunch of other people.
Oh, yeah.
I lost track of the number, but I think it's somewhere around 1,000.
Oh, it's not that many, but it's a lot. It's in the multiple hundreds.
993.
I do have a lot of interviews under my belt. Let's just say that. Yeah. But yeah. And
and it's not that they're not effective, but it's like
people love
it. A lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this part real? Is this whole conversational stuff not just ours, but all of them together?
Yeah.
You know, what is the purpose of them now? How do
Yeah.
they fit into the mission of the Northern Lancaster Hub?
Right. And yeah, I don't want people to be like, are you abandoning everything? That's not what it is. It's just we're in a time of reevaluation, and I think that that's healthy. I think that that's about growth. I think that's about a lot of things. Yeah. Um yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So
It's life.
we'll let all of you know. We're not just going to be like, see ya, blowing the popsicle stand. I mean, I'll post stuff or whatever. Or wait, maybe we'll just drive off into the universe and no one will ever. No, we're not going to do that. We don't have that kind of drama in our lives.
I'm not ready for that. No,
Yeah, I was
no.
going to say you'll see us at the grocery store, but I do grocery pickup now, so you won't see me at the grocery
Yeah,
store.
I do grocery pickup too.
Yeah, you'll see us at the library. That's where you'll see us.
Well,
That's the place
yeah,
you'll see
you'll
us.
see me at the library once in a while, but not as much as Kelly.
That's true. You'll see me at the library.
You
So
see me
so
hanging out on the hill. I hang out on the hill in East
that's right.
Ephrata.
That's right. He hangs out on the hill with all
The
the fancy
hill.
people.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
that's right.
just so we just wanted to let you know that's where we're at and that we're thinking about it, and we wanted to include you in it because well, hell, they've been with every one of these people who watches us. It's probably two, but we always giggle at that. Every one of you has been with us, and I would feel weird if we just were like sayonara on you. So yeah, so we just wanted to let include you in on that.
So what do you think? Do you think if we ask for input now, we might get something?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I would say, if not now, when, right? Okay.
And that's not just about you, but just kind of, let's hope that our viewers are also checking out some of the other ones that you've done.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the beekeeping ones?
Oh, there's so. I've learned so much from Will. I can't even tell you. He is such an aficionado, and I always ask these funny questions, and in other ones, people are like, "You just ask all these questions," and I'm like, "Well, I want to learn about the bees, man. They're going to be in my office. I want to know about the bees."
So have you walked the Appalachian Trail with Kelly yet?
Yeah. Oh, it was so cute. Brittany was like, she was telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, girl, I'm never doing this. But I like living vicariously through you. I think there's
Oh
like
my
two
God.
more. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Woodworking, glass stuff.
Oh, it's a ton. Right. We've done everything. We did
You've
vaping. We
opened up
do.
so many doors to people.
You know, you
All
know
right.
what? I
Okay.
forget. I forget because I've done so many that I forget like how diverse they are too. Yeah. Yeah.
So here's one. I'm not sure if you started to do this one again, but Mike with the community garden.
Yeah, we haven't come back in the spring, but he's already planted several things. So yeah, we're doing that all the time. So yeah,
And
that's coming back too.
do I understand that their goal is double last year?
Yeah, it's big. It's like the $6 million man of gardens. It's like better, stronger, faster. There are just, and there's a whole team involved now that are like super dedicated, and yeah, I know. I get so excited about all these other things we do.
See? And these are all faith issues also.
True. I know. You say that. I know. That's true. It's true.
These are all parts of our faith as to who we are
Yeah.
and what is at the core of our very being.
Right. Because it's all about how we're connected to our community and how we show compassion for each other and how we connect and how we help each other through stuff. And yeah, it totally is. It totally is. And how we can give to other people. And yeah. Yeah. So we'll keep you guys in the loop. If you have thoughts you want to share them up.
Yeah.
And then we'll let you know.
Or contact us.
Yeah, like, we have emails and
Get
stuff.
Kelly at the hub. You can get me at Bergstrasse Church.
Yeah, whatever works.
Whatever works.
This has been fun. Thank you, my friend.
Yep. Thank you.
See you, everybody.
See ya.